My girlfriend demanded a relationship break, but wanted to keep living together. I said fine, but we need a roommate contract. She laughed and signed. She stopped laughing when she got a bill for her half of rent, utilities, and groceries, effective immediately. I, 29 male, should have seen the warning signs when Lease, 27, started staying late at work with her new mentor, Derek, from the creative team. But love clouds your judgment, doesn't it? We'd been together 3 years, cohabitating for 2. Expenses were split 70-30. I covered 70% of everything since I earned more as a software engineer while she was a junior graphic artist. I didn't mind. That's what partners do. 3 weeks ago, she sat me down with a practiced speech. I need space to rediscover myself. We should take a relationship break but stay roommates. It's practical and mature, I stared at her. You want to break up but keep living together? It's not breaking up, it's a pause. Like resetting our connection. We stay friends, keep the apartment, and let things evolve naturally. Translation. She wanted to test the waters with Derek while keeping me as her fallback. Okay, I said calmly. But if we're not partners, we're roommates. We need a formal contract. She laughed. You're such a nerd. Fine, whatever helps you cope. That evening, I drafted a detailed roommate contract. Nothing spiteful, just standard roommate terms. 50-50 split on all household costs. Separate groceries unless agreed upon. Guest rules and quiet hours. Shared space cleaning schedule. 30-day notice for moving out. No overnight guests more than 2 nights per week. The next morning, I printed 2 copies. Elise barely skimmed it. This is so over the top, she said, signing with a flourish. But sure, if it makes you feel better. I smiled. Just want clear boundaries since we're starting fresh. That was Wednesday. Thursday morning, I woke up to an empty bed and moved my stuff to the spare room. By Thursday evening, I'd calculated her half of rent on the $100 item, itemized the utility bills, her half on 27s, labeled the groceries separately, and sent a Venmo request for her share. Friday morning, I left the invoice on the kitchen counter with a sticky note. Due by the 1st per our contract. She found it when she got home from her work dinner at 11 p.m. What the hell is this? Your half of the expenses. Per the contract we signed. That was just... I thought you were being dramatic. You signed it. But you've always paid more. That was when you were my girlfriend. Now, you're my roommate. Roommates split things equally. Her face cycled through a dozen emotions. I can't afford $1,227 right now. Maybe you should have considered that before suggesting we become roommates. She stormed off. 20 minutes later, I overheard her on the phone. He's being such a baby about this. No, I can crash at your place. What do you mean your roommate wouldn't be okay with that? Guess Derek's living situation wasn't as open as she thought. Update 1. Wow, you all predicted it. The entitlement hit cosmic levels. First, she tried guilt. Made her signature dish, using ingredients I bought pre-contract, lit candles, wore the dress I used to love. I miss us, she said, touching my hand. Maybe we rushed into the break thing. I'm respecting your need for space, I replied, pulling my hand back. As roommates. Don't be like that. Like what? Honoring your boundaries? She stormed off, ate the entire meal herself out of spite. Fine, that was $30 of food she consumed. I added it to her tab. Then came the practical warfare. She forgot to pay her half of the rent. Claimed her banking app was glitching for 5 days. She started using my premium shampoo. I moved it to my room. She called me petty. I pointed to section 3.2 of our contract. Personal items remain separate unless explicitly shared. She invited Derek over. Constantly. Like every night. They'd blast the TV, order takeout, leave containers everywhere, and make obvious noises. I started documenting everything per our noise violation clause. The best part? Her mom called me. Elise says you're being financially abusive. How so? making her pay half when you earn more. She wanted to be roommates. Roommates split costs equally. You're supposed to take care of her. I'm respecting her choice to pause our romantic relationship. This is manipulation. She literally asked for this setup. Click. Then Friday happened. Elise had her friends over, Sienna, Lila, and Nora, for wine night. They got trashed. Sienna, I can't believe he's making you pay half. So toxic, Lila. Men hate independent women. Nora, you should sue him for emotional distress. He even labels his food now. Like, grow up? I was in my room, recording everything. One-party consent state, folks. They got louder and nastier. Then Elise said something that changed everything. Whatever. In 3 weeks, when the lease renews, I'll tell him I'm not signing unless things go back to how they were. He can't afford this place alone. He'll cave. I stopped recording. Opened my laptop. The lease renewal was coming up. But here's what Miss Entitled didn't know. I'd been saving that extra 70% for months. I had enough for a deposit on a new place. I started apartment hunting that night. Update 2. Found the perfect apartment. Same area, nicer building, $300 cheaper than our current place. Put down the deposit Monday morning. Meanwhile, Elise went full DEFCON 1. She brought Derek over every night. They'd cook lavish meals using my cookware, leave dishes everywhere, and vanish into her room. The noise was clearly intentional. Tuesday, I sent her a formal notice about the lease. Per our roommate contract, this is my 30-day notice that I won't renew the lease. Please confirm your plans by EOD Friday. She burst into my room without knocking. What the hell is this? 30-day notice. It's in the contract. You can't just leave. Section 8.1. Either party may terminate with 30 days notice. Where am I supposed to live? You could renew the lease yourself or find a new place. I can't afford $2,200 alone. Maybe Derek can move in? Her face paled. He has a lease. Ugh. You're doing this to punish me. I'm doing this because I don't want to hear my ex having sex through the walls every night. She started crying. Not sad tears, angry ones. You're ruining everything. I'm respecting your choice to be roommates. Roommates move out sometimes. She slammed my door so hard a frame fell off the wall. That night, she had a meltdown to Derek. I heard it all. He's abandoning me. Can't you get out of your lease? What do you mean you live with your ex? She's just a roommate now? Why can't I stay there? What do you mean she wouldn't be comfortable? Apparently Derek's living situation was messy, shocking. Wednesday, Elise tried a new tactic. She called my brother Marcus. Marcus texted me. Elise says you're kicking her out? Nope, not renewing the lease. She has 30 days to figure it out. She's crying, saying you're heartless. She wanted to be roommates. Lamau, brutal. Mom wants to know if you need help moving. Thursday, she went nuclear. I came home to find my gaming setup in the living room with a sign, communal property now. Share and share alike, I took photos, moved everything back. Left her an invoice for $50. Unauthorized touching of personal property fee, section 4.3. She lost it. There's no section 4.3. I showed her the contract. There was. She'd signed without reading. Friday, she didn't come home, crashed at Sienna's apparently. But Saturday morning, she returned with backup, her dad, Greg, and brother, Ethan. Greg, you need to be reasonable. I am. She can't afford to stay here alone. Then she should move. She shouldn't have to uproot her life because you're being petty. She uprooted our relationship. I'm following her lead. Ethan got in my face. You're gonna leave a woman homeless? She has a job, savings, and 20 days to find a place. She's not homeless. You're supposed to protect her. From the consequences of her own choices? Greg's face reddened. What kind of man are you? The kind who respects when a woman says she wants independence. They left after more bluster. Elise was sobbing in her room. I felt bad for about 2.3 seconds until I remembered she asked for this. That night, she posted on social media about her abusive ex making her homeless because he couldn't handle a strong woman needing space. My phone blew up. I posted my own update. Funny how a relationship break means I still pay 70% of expenses. Anyway, anyone need a roommate? Moving out end of month. The comments were wild. Mutual friends picked sides. But here's the kicker. 3 people messaged me about needing a roommate, including Derek's ex, Harper. Oh yeah, let's talk about that plot twist. Harper messaged me. Hey, saw you need a roommate. I need one too. Weird timing. My ex just started seeing someone new and I need him out ASAP. We met for coffee. Turns out Derek and Harper had been on a break for 2 months. He said he needed to focus on himself. They kept living together because it was practical. Sound familiar? Harper showed me texts from Derek dated 3 weeks ago, right when Lease suggested our break. He asked if Harper was okay with him having friends over sometimes. We compared notes. Timelines matched perfectly. But here's the bombshell. Derek told Elise he lived alone. He'd been having Harper stay at her sister's whenever Elise was coming over. Harper found out when she came home early from a family emergency. Derek suggested she handle, finding women's underwear in their bed, not hers. Harper was done. She wanted Derek out but couldn't afford the place alone. I needed a roommate for my new place. This is messy, I said. Or poetic, she replied. We agreed to think it over. Meanwhile, back at Chaos Central, Elise went into overdrive. She used all my coffee pods, $60 worth, borrowed my laptop charger and lost it, invited 10 people over for a party without asking, blasted music until 3 a.m. every night, started parking in my assigned spot. I documented everything, sent her daily invoices. She ignored them all. Then, Monday of week 3, I got a text from an unknown number. Hey man, this is Derek. We should talk. We met at a bar. This guy had the nerve to offer me a beer for being chill about everything. Look, he said, Elise is great, but she's intense. She pushed this whole break thing. I just wanted something casual. And Harper? His face shifted. You talked to Harper? She might be my new roommate. He went pale. You can't do that to Elise. Do what? Get a roommate. With my ex. Your ex you're still living with while dating my ex? That's different. How? He couldn't answer, kept drinking. Finally, Elise is gonna lose it if you move in with Harper. Not my problem anymore. You're ruthless, man. I'm practical. Like you guys wanted, he left. Immediately called Elise. I know because she burst through the apartment door 20 minutes later, screeching, You're moving in with his ex? Considering it. That's unhinged. It's practical. She needs a roommate. I need a roommate. You're doing this to hurt me. Not everything's about you, Elise. I will make your life hell. You already are. At least with Harper, the rent will be paid on time. She threw a mug at the wall. It shattered. I took a photo and added $30 to her invoice. Apartment damage. The next day, I signed the lease with Harper. Not for revenge, but because she had her finances in order, solid references, and we wanted similar things in a living situation: peace, respect, and people who pay bills. But I won't lie. The karma was sweet. Final update. Moving day arrived. I'd packed everything carefully. Hired movers for 8 a.m. Elise was supposed to be at work but called in sick to monitor my move. Don't you dare take anything that's mine. Wouldn't dream of it. She followed the movers, checking every box. When they took the TV, she flipped. That's ours. I showed her the receipt, my name, my credit card, bought 3 months before we moved in together. But we shared it. You wanted to be roommates. Roommates don't share TVs. She tried calling the cops. They showed up, checked my receipts, said it was a civil matter. She melted down so hard they nearly arrested her for disturbing the peace. As the movers loaded the last box, I handed her a final invoice, $2,847 for unpaid rent, utilities, food she ate, damaged items, noise violations per our contract. You can Venmo me, or I can take you to small claims court. Your choice, you're insane. I'm thorough. She ripped up the invoice. I pulled out another copy. I made extras. But here's where it gets perfect. The landlord showed up for the walkthrough. Remember all that documentation? Every noise complaint, every damage, every violation? I gave him copies. He saw the broken mug she didn't clean up, the wine stains on the carpet from her party, the hole in the wall from when she threw her phone. Miss Elise, you'll lose your security deposit. Actually, you'll owe an extra $400 in damages. We paid that deposit together. Actually, I said, showing the landlord our bank records, I paid the full deposit. She was supposed to pay me back her half, but never did. The landlord cut me a check for my full deposit on the spot. Elise was sobbing. Derek was texting her frantically about Harper and me moving in together. Her friends were blowing up her phone about money she owed them too. Apparently, she'd been borrowing from everyone. The aftermath. Harper and I are great roommates. We respect boundaries, pay bills on time, and became friends bonding over our mutual train wreck exes. We have a strict no-dating clause in our agreement. Neither of us wants that drama. Derek got evicted by Harper's lawyer with a formal notice. He tried to move in with Elise, but she couldn't get approved for an apartment due to the debt on her rental history. They both ended up back with their parents. Word is, they broke up after 2 weeks of living in their childhood bedrooms. Elise blamed him for ruining her life. He blamed her for being too demanding. Elise never paid the invoice. I took her to small claims court, won by default when she didn't show. Now she's got a judgment against her too. Her friends mostly sided with me after learning she owed them money too. Sienna apologized, saying she didn't know the full story. My favorite part? 6 months later, Elise texted me. I know you hate me, but I see now I screwed up. You were an amazing boyfriend, and I threw it away for nothing. Can we talk? I replied. Per our contract, communication should be about outstanding debts only. You owe $3,247 with interest. She blocked me. Harper saw the text and laughed so hard she choked on her wine. We high-fived and went back to watching our separate TVs in our respective rooms like proper roommates. My brother called me ruthless. My mom called me brilliant. My dad just said, never date someone who can't do math, son. Solid advice. Oh, and the best update? I'm dating someone new, Clara from my climbing gym. She thinks the story's wild. First thing she said when we got exclusive. If we ever move in together and I want a break, I'm moving out. I can do math. She's a keeper. To everyone saying I was too harsh, she wanted to pause our relationship but keep all the perks. She wanted independence without responsibility. She wanted to test a new guy while I paid for her parking spot. Nope. Play dumb games, win dumb prizes. And yes, it's all legal. Yes, I kept all the documentation. No, I don't feel bad. She literally asked for this setup. Actions meet consequences. They've been waiting to meet you.